All right, you mentioned the Packers, and this was the first thing I thought yesterday when we learned that Tyreek Hill was potentially going to be traded, and the Jets and the Dolphins were the two teams. I quickly learned that they were the two teams because no one else was involved,
Yeah.
specifically the Packers. And it's funny to see how Packers fans react, some of them. I guess owning that share of stock really it doesn't cause you to exercise your voice. It causes you to fall in line because they're all like, well, why would we want Tyreek Hill? Well, you don't have Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
That's why you'd want Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill's better than Devontae Adams. Sorry, Devontae, but it's true.
I
I
agree.
mean, I assume you agree with me. You're the one that's convinced me for years now Tyreek Hill's the most dangerous non-quarterback in football because of everything he can do, the stop and the start and the speed, the elusiveness, the ability to get anywhere on the field, to get behind anyone, to draw attention of everyone on the defense.
Agreed.
He's one of those red dot players that you game plan for every game, every play. Where is Tyreek Hill? So why do you think the Packers didn't do it? And how much tequila do we think Aaron Rodgers drank last night?
I mean, I know. Again, that's what's frustrating about the Packers. It's just they seem to lose marquee players or do things, and they just go, well, we'll let Rodgers figure it out, and he'll be more precise and throw better bullets into tight windows. I mean, it's what's frustrating. I don't get it either. I don't. I mean, it didn't sound like there was not even a call or an inkling of anything like that. But I guess they look at it going, they just got all those assets from Devontae Adams and that trade, and maybe they like that, and they weren't willing to trade them all back to Kansas City and lose them. I'm guessing that's the look there. I don't really know, but he certainly would have been effective, especially with, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's still a free agent, and guess who he visited yesterday?
Yep.
Oh, that's right, because they're going, wait, we're going to find our replacement in Kansas City. That's where they're different. We're going to find, like you said, a draft somebody. We're going to find somebody that at least takes part of the hurt away from what we missed from Tyreek Hill. Green Bay, it's just like, hey, LaFleur and Rodgers just, work harder. And that's where they drive me freaking crazy.
Yeah, it all seemed to come together so quickly. And between the Matt Ryan trade, the Deshaun Watson events, we just assume that everything that happens in the NFL is the product of months, if not years, of careful planning and how we're going to build our team and construct our roster. And, you got the Falcons who basically threw their hands up in the air last week and said, well, if we don't get Deshaun Watson, we'll trade Matt Ryan away too because we pissed him off because we tried to get Deshaun Watson.
Exactly.
And now the Tyreek Hill extension talks were happening earlier this month. March 4, I think, was when we had a story at PFT about the discussions between Hill and the Chiefs. Something fell apart probably after the Devontae Adams deal, and that's what causes all of this to go haywire, and it all happens quickly. I guess the message is, if you want to get a premier talent like this, you better be ready to move. And maybe the Packers aren't built to move quickly. Maybe that's the answer, Chris.
Seems
you know
like
why? You know why? Because they don't have an owner.
Yeah,
That's why.
right.
What do you got? You got a CEO. You got a board of directors. You got this guy. You got that guy. You got this person. You got that person. How do you move quickly when speed is necessitated?
Yeah.
Maybe they're still getting out of bed and pulling their pants on while the Tyreek Hill ink is drying on his new contract with the Dolphins.
I don't doubt that. I think there is a few more chains of command in Green Bay where, the owner can go, hey, screw it. Screw the bottom line this year. We're going to pay this guy and, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Or, hey, we got to make this move happen now. He's available, blah, blah, blah. That's what an owner does. Like, we need this guy. They can push you over the edge. They can give them a quick answer, the GM, the pro personnel guys, the people running the organization, to where now they get the green light and go. All right, I don't think that's the case in Green Bay necessarily. It certainly doesn't seem that way. And again, Green Bay, I know they're going to be a good football team, but I just don't look at them as a real threat, like I said, to go to the Super Bowl without Devontae Adams. And to your point, hey, I like Devontae Adams. You know that. Do I think he's the best receiver in football? No. I'm more of the guy that, Tyreek Hill doesn't run as good a routes, but I like the fact that I can throw a 4-yard pass and he can run 80 yards for a touchdown. I'm more in the line of I like Deebo Samuel, I like Tyreek Hill, I like Jamar Chase more than the Devontae Adams of the world. That's the kind of guy I am. Not to say that's right, but, Like you said, Adams he can take advantage of a system, run routes, do everything. He's really good. He's not the game breaker Tyreek Hill is. Tyreek Hill is, oh, crap, defensive coordinator staying up late every night. Doesn't matter where he lines up or how the offense uses him. He's scary, and that's hard to replace. The Chiefs are one team I look at that I think can do it. But, yes, I don't understand Green Bay's mindset, Mike. It's freaking annoying.
There was a tweet from Tyreek Hill on March 12th that said, "We came a long way. Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom. I'm forever indebted." And I know when one of my crew first saw that, the conclusion was that extension is happening because that was 8 days after he reportedly was talking to the Chiefs.
Right.
Maybe that was the goodbye in hindsight. Maybe that was the Baker Mayfield goodbye in far fewer words. Because that same day, and I hadn't heard this, and it sounds like this is what's going on. That same day, he tweeted, "Key to my city, I'm forever grateful. Jersey retired, number 26." 2 separate tweets. Sounds like he went home. Sounds like he went back to Florida, back to his high school, whatever town he grew up in, and got his jersey retired at his high school, got the key to the city. That's that magnet that drew him home, potentially. So we don't know where everything stood. And I'll try to figure this out. I'm curious about this, so I'm going to try to figure this out.
Right.
But it maybe that was a goodbye. And it looks like he was home somewhere on March 12 back in Florida, and he may have had that epiphany that this is where I need to be, and the Chiefs hadn't gotten financially where they wanted to be, and it all kind of went from there. Now, this was before the Davante Adams trade, but still enough maybe to get Hill to say it's time for him to move on. And this gets back to the whole NBA creeping into the NFL. It's getting there. And it started with the Rams. The Rams crossed that bridge. Other teams are adopting that mindset, and it is allowing players who can figure out how to properly finagle their way out of where they are to get to where they want to be. So
I know.
I don't know if it's good or bad. I like it. I like players having maximum mobility and being able to go where they want to play. And whether people like it or not, it's happening.
Yeah, no, it's happening. I think it's going to continue to be this way. I think this is the wave of the future, right? I mean, it really is. The NBA, the quarterbacks kind of kicked this off with some of this stuff, and now I think the rest of the league is kind of adjusting to it. The players are realizing that they have more power than years past or ever realized before. They're playing it more like businessmen. And I also feel like where, the teams have given up fighting this stuff. There's so much money. What's the point of fighting? Like this guy, he doesn't want to be on our team for what we're paying him, and he doesn't want to be here, and he doesn't like us anymore. Fine, screw it. We'll trade him. I feel like teams have gotten that way too, where 10 years ago, they'd have been like, no, you're going to stay here. We're going to still work this out and try to make it work. And, you're going to be disgruntled, but we'll still work hard and make football work. Where teams now just go, well, that ruins our freaking locker room. We got to figure out how to trade him. And it does seem like we're going that way as far as football is concerned in the offseason.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.